Hello. And welcome to the 40th episode of... That was such a bad... We need to get better at aiming. We need to get better at timing that. Basically, like anyone that's listening, we look at the the drop and try and catch it every time. Anyway, with me, Barney.
Being Alfa.
Me, Geordie.
Yeah, the drop. We need to get better at the drop stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a better way to do what we're doing.
We could trigger it.
Yeah, we should have triggers. We should have like...
we need like MIDI keyboard.
Yeah, we should have like DJ drops.
Exactly. You actually buy dub sirens, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much
Of course you can, because they are a product.
They are a product. How much do they cost? That could be a tax write-off, surely. Expense.
And there's some keyboard.
No, tax write-offs.
You can't just say the same thing as that.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, tax write-offs.
It's a beautiful thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Being a freelancer, it's a beautiful thing to have tax write-offs.
So are you like a tax dodger? Are you trying to tax the word? Is that what you don't say?
No, no. I actually get guilty. At the start of lockdown, we all had the ability to ask for that furlough thing. Yeah. I didn't ask for any of it.
Why? Because you're so rich?
No, because I don't. No. I just thought other people need that money more than I do. You know what I'm saying?
Paper.
Oh, mate.
The creative industries need that more than I do, flourishing. But now the government, you know.
Oh, man.
Let's just get straight into
shout
it.
out to Rishi. What's his name?
Rashiki.
Shashunak.
You guys remember Rashiki? Do you watch wrestling?
Yeah. He sat on your face as a special
Yeah,
move.
Rashiki. It was Rashiki, wasn't it?
Hold tight Rashiki Sinak out there.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. Just kind of carrying on from last week. We are.
Yeah, we like, why is everyone's talking about it this week? We broke it. Oh, you heard it here first.
Weekly podcast, baby.
You lot heard it
Listen,
here first.
we don't play no games,
Last week
son.
we came here.
We don't play no games,
Last
baby.
week we came here talking about us hearing live and direct. You
right here, baby. Hear it first. Yeah.
They're gonna
We
get
had like
musicians out of
sources
it.
in the government.
Listen, we have people working undercover. Are we live? Are we first? Yeah, we are.
AWF.
Yeah. Guys, how's your week been? I was gonna try something new. Out of a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh.
So I'm gonna just ask every week.
10 being a good week.
10 being a great week. 10 being the best week you've ever had.
Oh.
0 being the worst.
I think a nice casual 6, but 6 is above average.
That's schedule 6. Alpha?
I'd say a 6. I wouldn't put it lower. Yeah, I wouldn't put it lower. My sister just gave birth in the
Cheers!
Alpha.
Clap, Jordan.
Apart from that, it's been a
We'll drop some applause in there.
Yeah, smart, yeah.
big shout out to the new human in the family.
Hey, do you find it weird when people...
What's your week out of 10 first?
Like a 3 or a 4. We'll talk about it in a sec.
Shit.
Do you find it weird when... It's going to sound so mad. And I've done it myself, so I'm not sending. Do you find it weird when people post a picture of like their little sister or brother or their daughter or son and say happy birthday on like Instagram, when it's like they're obviously not going to see it? Like, why are you saying why are you saying happy birthday to the kid? Like, no, the kid's not going to see it.
I think it's for everyone else.
So then
I
why?
think it's passive aggressive.
What?
I think it's so everyone else can wish happy birthday in the comments, and if you don't, you're a bad human.
So it's like
I'm letting you know it's my child's birthday today.
Yeah.
You better do something about that.
Yes.
And if you don't, then then I've seen you.
So is it like it's like giving yourself a birthday card? It's like going, like I haven't, like, I want you, because literally it's for the idea of I want you to tell me happy birthday, because the kid can't read it. Kid's 1 year old.
Yeah, you're talking about toddlers.
Yeah,
right?
kids.
I think I don't know, man. Maybe that's a bit cynical.
Well,
maybe it's just getting into the groove of celebrating birthdays.
No.
So the kid knows one day a year, people just get gassed about.
We're not
going
to backdate the birthday. We're not going to be like, okay, well, this happened when you were 1. We got all these messages.
I mean,
imagine like not celebrating the birthday for a kid, yeah, until they reach 10, and suddenly one day they shout, "Happy birthday!"
Oh shit! Oh god! Oh man! What is happening?
Like, what's going on?
No, I'm not
your birthday.
What is the birthday?
it's true though. To be fair, like those earlier birthdays, even in person, the child
Yeah.
doesn't understand what's
Yeah,
happening.
that's my thing. It's not necessarily you can have birthdays. You can have. I'm not saying cancel birthdays. I'm just saying, like, is there a point of posting your child or your little sister or whatever? But you have a dog as well, Jordan. So what's the
talking
point?
about my dog's Instagram?
Yeah, what's the point of having a dog?
Well, I'll tell you why we created the page. This is some intel right here. This is some like highly confidential information.
Jeez.
Sitting on
But
a
we
big boy
originally
piece of
created
paper.
that page
Now go on.
to try and cop free dog. We're trying to be dog influencers.
Ooh.
We're trying to cop free dog shit,
Did it
but
work?
not literal.
Did it work out?
No, we've got no interest from brands as of yet. But the problem is we don't want to be that hashtagging page because you can easily build a profile by hashtagging.
Wait. So you're trying to say that you've got some sort of class and as a dog
can't
page,
be
you're like,
bougie
we
when it
can't.
comes
Yeah,
to
I'm
dog
bougie.
Instagram.
Yeah, we don't do hashtags on our Instagram
No,
page.
we're all about integrity.
Whatever.
With the canine species. But we basically people create dog pages and do like 60 hashtags.
Yeah,
and then
bro.
like you'll get all the dog people like following your shit.
Jordan,
Yeah,
get
go
the
in.
hashtags
Now we're trying
popping,
to
my
get
bro.
genuine Marni fans,
What the hell? What do you mean,
Imagine
Marni
having
fans?
the know-how. Imagine having the know-how and not abusing it.
Yeah, like, imagine
Like the
knowing.
know-how
Yeah.
listen, that could come out wrong. Do not apply this to all walks of life. Don't apply that to all walks of life at all. I'm only talking about specifically Instagram hashtagging, because when it comes to artists, like, you got your whatever, your brand and the way you want to portray yourself. But
Yeah.
a dog is a.
It's a dog,
I
bro.
feel like I'm dissing Bear Dog on the
No,
sorry.
bro. No.
But a
I'm
dog is
out.
a-
I'm
a
dissing
dog-
them.
a
I'm
dog-
dissing. The dog is a dog. Like,
Give the dog the best chance to be what it can be.
Marnie's not going to be like, guys, what is happening here? Why have you done so many hashtags? It's not going with my brand. It's looking desperate, guys.
She's
I
like,
don't want to do
where are
it.
my free toys at?
Yeah, like, what's happening here? I'm not liking the direction we're going in. It's a dog. Love Marnie to pieces, but it's not. Do you know what I'm saying? But what's funny, Alpha, and you talking about the idea of branding and stuff. Let's talk about something that I saw last week. That was smooth.
Oh, mate, what a way to get into the first subject.
The
of
first
day.
topic. So I saw a post. Hang on, I've got it saved. That I thought was really interesting. Sorry, it's raining.
No, it's windy.
Oh, sorry. Sunday morning, guys. Rain on
Sunday
Sunday
morning,
morning.
man.
Sunday morning rain. So I saw a post from According to Wheeze, and it said Instagram algorithm hack: how to show maximum support for a post or a poster, content creator, and how to fix a shadow ban. So basically, what it's giving you tips in terms of sometimes when you post on Instagram, the algorithms can have your post get lost. I definitely have seen that where, like, some posts that I do, everyone sees, some don't see, and I thought that it was because if more people comment or more people like, more
Yeah.
people see, but there's actual hierarchy in terms of what gets the
What
algorithms.
action-
What
hierarchy
action
of
gets the
actions.
algorithms popping. So from 1 to 4,
Oh,
or from 4 to 1. So number
So,
4,
Least important.
least important, is liking a post. Liking a post
crazy.
is the least important.
everyone stop liking posts.
You can still like a post to show your
No,
allegiance.
keep liking.
Yeah,
please like.
yeah, I like a like. So that's number 4. Number 3 is comment on the post.
That's crazy. I thought that'd be so high up there because it's engagement.
Yeah, I thought number 1. When artists go like drop a, I'm a kind of guy that says, I don't like the way you're looking at me, Alpha.
Don't
I'm the type of guy that says like drop a bike in the comments if you want. Drop a bike.
Oh, man.
Drop a bike.
Drop a bike,
Drop a
'cause
bike
my
in the
EP
comments if you're ready to
has
see.
the word bike in it.
Yeah, drop a bike. Drop
you know what,
drop a
utilise
house
it.
if you want to see. Yeah, I'm that type of guy. Jordan, you've never done that, have you?
Like drop a comment.
Drop
Yeah.
a cloak.
I'll say like, what's your favorite song on the album, sort of thing,
Yeah, that's not the same as like.
or like give me a new artist recommendation.
Yeah, that's not the same as like drop a emoji.
No, I've never done the emoji.
Yeah,
thing.
because you've got integrity like Marni.
That's where she gets.
Obviously, Alpha would never do that.
I've asked questions, but not seriously. Not like I've put them in at the end, like suggestions. I remember one post I was like, "Oh man, if you can think of a better caption, be my guest." But I didn't go. Everyone, drop your favorite captions in the.
I'm not liking the way this is feeling on a Sunday morning.
No,
bro.
no,
This is feeling.
It's good, man. You got the know-how. Anyway, I thought
Well,
comments
obviously
would be
not
way
that.
high- Yeah. Okay,
Obviously,
cool,
I don't have the know-how.
Let's carry on with the list.
So number 2 is sharing a post. So if you share a post,
To what?
i.e.
Your story.
So either sharing it to your story or sending it to a friend, Like
So
you know how
can
you
you-
can send
can
you can
you-
send a story.
Do you know what that button is? Because the thing is, for the top 2 of this list, I didn't know they were there.
So that button is like an aeroplane, kind of like
Paper
a
plane,
paper
yeah.
plane.
Yeah.
Or the little triangle.
Yeah,
that's
little
near
triangle. So that's sharing
it's
a
like
post.
Next to the comment.
third on,
Yeah.
third
Yeah.
reaction on.
Yeah, so that's number 2, and the most important, and in brackets it says super like. This is like a super like, is to save the post.
I've never saved a post in my life.
I
Man,
have.
I saved so many posts.
I didn't know you could save a post.
I save posts. I save workout posts.
What are you
and I
saving
never
them
do
for?
them.
What
So
do you
so it's the idea of like, oh, I'm gonna do this later. So I'll save like a workout, like a guide.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't use it.
Where do you go to see your saved posts?
It's,
Is it
like a library
It's
of,
pretty
like-
hidden away. It's like up in the top right. It's like settings,
Yeah.
log out. It's in that area.
Yeah.
That is crazy because it's
But
like,
it's the best bit because like you can go back and see the
Yeah.
good shit you like, because some stuff you like
Yeah.
for supporting or
Yeah.
you just generally like
Yeah.
a nice picture or whatever.
Yeah.
But save posts, like that would explain. So I posted on Twitter. I wasn't joking.
Yeah.
My Instagram feed now has become predominantly golden retriever videos
Well, yeah.
because I'm saving lots of golden retriever.
And when you say
videos.
are you saying that your feed or your explore page?
My feed,
But how
I
can
fo-
your
I follow pages.
Oh, so yeah, well, I mean, if you follow
Yeah, but I'm
pages.
not getting any artists. I'm not getting like new single dropped by Leanne Havas or something. I'm getting like golden retriever drinking out of a pool video sort of thing. But
because you're saving them.
it's good. It made me think I'm not getting that negative effect of social media where like, you know how people get dopamine release or they get like down because no one liked their post or like they see someone else's success and they get jealous.
yeah.
I'm just seeing pictures of dogs and like sometimes I see the occasional post, but
Yeah.
I'm not really on the feed anyway. But it made me think that would make sense because since I'm saving those videos, I've strengthened my own algorithm.
Yeah, but on the flip side, if you are an artist that has liked, your friends' posts, or you're saving your friends' musicians or your favorite musician stuff, that means you're going to constantly see that kind of information.
Yeah.
And you're going to feel shit about yourself because that's all you're going to see. Do you get what I'm saying? So like on the flip side of you liking all and saving all the golden retriever videos, which is great for you because now it's filtering out all the artist stuff.
Yeah.
Now on the like if
On the
you're
neg-
if you're an up and coming artist or it's the normal artist, like you're gonna feel shit if your feed now is gonna be consumed by someone dropping music or
This
this stuff person doing that.
yeah, this information's if it becomes I don't know if it went viral. Did it go viral?
Like
It's probably going to
relatively.
influence the way people create content now. Like they want savable content, like a funny skit.
Don't you
or
think
like,
that's just so fucking sad that that's where we're at? Like
Have you lot seen that flipping?
social dilemma.
Is that what that's called? Social dilemma.
Yeah.
I ain't seen it, but a lot of people are. I've seen a lot of cryptic messages like, "Yeah, I just watched Social Dilemma, but I feel bad like even tweeting this basically, like because I've watched it, I wasn't even sure if I should tweet this on." So it must be some crazy.
I've
What's it like?
I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah, I've watched it. I just feel like personally
Yeah.
it was like raw, but we knew
But you
that
didn't
we
care.
knew
Oh.
we knew social media is fucked, and like by suppose it's like the level of like information that they have of you and how much that they create basically like online avatars of you. So there'll be an
Right.
online avatar of you that knows what you like, what
Yeah.
you how you what apps you open, what things you stay on, for how long you stay on the post for,
Yeah.
like all that kind of stuff.
and where your eyes travel on the screen.
Yeah.
Like if you watch football highlights, like
Yeah.
if your eyes are moving following like the ball or something, then it knows it should send you more highlight videos because
Yeah.
you're stuck on the screen. It's like quite deep.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
yeah, it's the guy was basically like you have to train yourself to be off your phone as much as possible, otherwise you get like dopamine imbalance
Yeah.
and yeah, reality is different to what you
But it's so tough
See.
as an artist or a creative in the first place to not be on your phone if you want to be like, engage with your fan base. It's like market research. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so I dropped that tour film that I did. And like after that I did like a Zoom with like some fans. Shout out to the guys if you're listening. And basically I got to ask them questions. Would you guys want this? Do you guys like that? Like literally like a conversation with people that support me. And that was like a market research thing. And I suppose like Instagram and seeing posts and that kind of stuff can be deemed as an artist relations. Like you can see what's happening. Okay, cool. You guys like that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. You don't like that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. And I think that's where it's tough. But I definitely agree. Like spending too much time on your phone is awful and can end badly.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's tough for artists. I only use it for business. Well, Instagram specifically. I'm sure I used to tweet like just as myself. Do you know what I mean? And then more and more, like I don't even tweet about football. I'm a Man United supporter. Like, to be honest, it's good to not tweet about football when you're a Man United supporter right now. But like, I'm just like all other flipping things I used to like aspects of my life that things I'm in interested in, stuff like that. I only tweet about music. I only really retweet, mentions and stuff, and then maybe post new music. And it's almost like I just haven't felt compelled to be like, because so much other stuff's happened, and I'm just like, well, I'm not talking about that. So, you know what I mean? Tweeting about football now just seems a bit, I don't know.
So what made you
mundane,
what made you used to tweet all the time back in the day? Like, what changed?
I think the way people used the app was different.
Yes,
definitely,
it was 100%.
The way people used the app was almost like everyone was on Blackberries and stuff. It was almost like it was almost like WhatsApp almost in terms of like I used to tweet people, "You're around the corner."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as in I'm meeting you soon, I'm around the corner on Twitter. That's kind of stuff is weird now.
Like
obviously.
a Facebook post. Not
even Facebook.
More,
it was more like
direct.
direct. It was more direct, but these things are just, I don't know, more and more. It's almost like it's a representation of yourself.
Yeah.
But then, as a person, you can choose what you show people, what you don't show. You don't have to. Put, I brushed my teeth this morning, or like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna get some cereal now. Do you know what I mean? You ain't gotta.
Well, even that kind of stuff now, even that stuff nowadays on Twitter would be deemed weird anyway. If you're tweeting, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm walking the dog, I'm whatever, it'll be weird.
It's just not how it's consumed.
It's not exactly anymore,
you know
but it was literally like that.
What do you think the platform is used for now? Marketing
it's
of your
news
product.
Now.
It's
news.
I
think it's where people get
political
their news.
like stances.
Yeah,
even,
political,
when I say
but
news,
everything.
I don't mean specifically politics.
Yeah,
I just mean news. What are people doing? What are people up to? Like Twitter, you just go to everything. Just go there for everything now. Like in terms of written information and things like that. I think TikTok is banging now for the jokes.
Yeah,
Twitter used to be just jokes for a little while.
TikTok scares me, bro. I just feel whenever I got the app, and I looked at it, and I felt so old. I was like, I don't know what this is.
Do you remember
how do I engage? Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty savvy. Like I'm okay with like. And I looked at this thing when people were like, "Oh, you should do TikTok, right?" And I said, "Oh, I can't. Like I don't know what I'm doing. Like how do I?" Like,
what's it like? Is it the same as Instagram Reels?
Yeah, well, Instagram stole it from Instagram Reels. It's literally stolen. As they do.
I don't like that Reels thing. It never works for me.
What do you mean, as in?
Like when I try and watch someone's reel, it keeps freezing. Is that right?
Oh, a couple of them are frozen for me. But for the most part, it works.
Probably just our internet.
It's
probably not the software.
Mine's fine.
I'm the same though. I tried getting on TikTok, because I'm trying to diversify as an artist. And I was just like, I don't really know what's happening. It's not really the market for sharing. It's much more like dancing and doing comedy, but.
Which I do both, as you guys know very well.
Well, I missed the Snapchat wave. I never jumped on Snapchat.
Neither.
So when TikTok came along, I was like, oh, maybe I can come back on a skip a nap basically. Because I don't think many people are on Snapchat. I don't know.
Well, basically, Snapchat came, and then Instagram stole Snapchat for Instagram stories. Instagram stories is stolen.
Well, is that Snapchat?
That's pretty much Snapchat. But Snapchat is still really popular. So shout out to my little cousin. Shout out my guy JJ. But out here, they'll be like, talking to a girl, what's your Snap?
Oh, so Snap is like, what's your BBP?
Yeah, what's your BlackBerry message? Basically, what's your
Snap?
We've got some young listeners. So
what's your Bebo profile?
Yeah, if you're listeners,
that's showing.
Give you MSN
showing your dad's age.
We're old boys, but I think that's their thing.
Did you guys ever play Habbo Hotel?
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
I remember the era.
I remember that. It's stupid. It's
mad
mad how the internet has changed. Do you guys ever get? And obviously, answer honestly, because do you guys ever get down looking at social media? Do you ever kind of go, oh, for fuck's like feel deflated or a bit shit, or do you just not care?
It depends, man. Actually, I think I'll train myself well on social, when looking at social media. But but I know I can easily get down depending on what sort of rabbit hole I go down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I just don't.
What usually triggers?
Basically,
usually triggers it.
Basically, if I see some sort of like something to do with black people, or like some sort of either black love or like some sort of brutality, something like that.
Yeah,
and then in the comments,
bro.
you got these people always trying to poke, always trying to say something opposite, always trying to. Those people aggravate me so much, and they never have faces.
Yeah.
You can go down a rabbit hole of that where it's like someone will engage in like a 20 comment conversation with them to try and prove them wrong, or to try and be like, listen, let people live, blah blah blah, and they'll just keep coming back, and it's just like I literally get angry like through the phone. So I'm just like, that can't be healthy, because this conversation is happening so far away from me, like it's nothing to do with me. All I have to do is press the back button and get out. It's stuff like that really that aggravate me.
I always find those comments though helpful to know what the other side thinks.
But what other side?
Because let's say there's like I forgot the name of the video, but that like 18-year-old boy went on the protest and had the assault gun. Did you see that video?
Yeah.
So that was like circulating around Twitter.
The murderer, right? He murdered people.
Yeah, in the protest.
Two people
shot the guy who like charged him to like stop him. Anyway, so I was reading all the comments about like the gun rights stuff, reading about obviously the race wars that's like happening, and it was interesting reading how like they talk about in The Social Dilemma how extreme both sides are, and like I felt like it was good to know what the white supremacists were saying, so that I could develop a stronger argument to go back in my head, like. I'll argue back and forth, so that when I present an argument, I know where you're going to easily say, you're going to be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Then I have my reply to that, and then they have a reply to that. Yeah. And then I've developed a stronger argument.
Do you feel like...
But it makes me angry, though, as well. Like, it's so annoying that I wish I could comment back, but I feel like...
I'm not that guy, man. I don't want to comment back. I just want to beat you up. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'm looking at these comments, I'm just like, I just want to beat this guy. I don't want to... I want to talk, really.
Yeah, what is that though? Like, in terms of, because I find this, say you have an argument and you want to have points for an argument. Why? Why do you need to be able to argue with somebody?
My thing is, if I'm in an argument, it's only in one where I'm pretty sure, or I have an inkling that I can convince you of something.
Right, exactly.
That we can change, that we can, at the end of this, we can...
Grow.
Yeah, as soon as we definitely... are not coming into to an agreement, or that's when I, agree to disagree. You see that agree to disagree thing? Yeah. I'll pull that out as early as possible. If I know that, look, there's no way you're convincing me of anything. There's no way I'm convincing you of anything. We're cool. There's no point just going down the road for, I don't know. Unless some people just want to win. To be fair,
yeah, I agree. I feel like me and Alpha's relationship. That sounds mad. Me and Alpha's friendship. So
you guys hug, right?
Me and Alpha's friendship. Like, it's funny because obviously we've grown up together, and so I think arguing was a massive point. Like from 14 to 18, 19, maybe 20. 21.
What, 28?
Well, we argue. There was a time where we argue, but bicker, or be about the idea of being wrong and right. And I feel like I do think there is, as Alpha said, if you can convince somebody to change their mind, it's really important in an argument or grow. But I also think it's like a declaration of a love language, isn't it? It's like, I care about you, or I care about your thoughts and opinions on this. That, for me anyway, that can be beneficial. And if I don't care, then why am I wasting my energy and time? Because you're not gonna I don't care about you. So
as in, there's no point convincing and trying to help someone come to your.
Yeah, well, I don't care. Alpha guy.
I don't think people have to argue. I think that's kind of toxic. Still,
what?
That's like a toxic thing to be like. Arguing is a declaration of, like, if I argue with
care. I have to be able to argue.
For me,
yeah.
I find it easier to argue with someone I don't care about.
Really?
Yeah, because then, I don't really respect you or know you. Then it's just point versus point, literally. Whereas if I know you, I have to take into consideration your feelings and how you would react to certain things. It's not a point by point thing. I'm thinking about many things now. I'm thinking about, not only is this my point.
Yeah, it might hurt your feelings.
You don't like this stuff. Yeah. So you'd get upset if I said this. It might come across too harsh if I said that. I'm no longer thinking about my specific point only. and that needs, in an argument, you need that clarity.
That's so interesting.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Jordan, you're married.
I'm the least argumentative person I know.
You grew up with three brothers.
Well, I grew up with three brothers in a very closed emotional household that like we didn't share our feelings.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Bro, it's fucking deep, bro. I got trauma. No, I'm joking.
Whoa.
But no, we weren't very like openly argue. There'd be the classic like, no, give me the fucking remote. I want to watch TV. Give me the remote. There's that sort of shit.
Right. Yeah.
But there wasn't like, no. Why did you vote for Labour? Why didn't you vote? There's no like big proper arguments like of any substance.
Yeah.
So
ever.
Honestly, not for me at least. Again, my other brothers would argue, but it'd be this small shit.
You're a middle child, right?
Yeah, but I did this like you can do lots of these personality tests these days. You know, there's like the Myers-Briggs, which is like the 4 letters, and then there's this thing called the 5 personality. The 5 like things, and it's like a scale of each of the 5 mains, like neuroticism, introversion, or extroversion. So neuroticism or the opposite of neuroticism, and there's one called agreeableness and disagreeableness. And my agreeable scale is really high because I'd rather make sure that person isn't annoyed rather than getting across what I think is the right point. Because at the end of the day, sort of like you said, I don't really care if this is stupid. For example, if someone's like, and again, this is dumb, but someone might be really passionate and say like, there's no way Michael Jordan is worse than LeBron James. He's the greatest of all time, blah, blah. Right. I'm like, I might think LeBron is, but why do I need to get in an argument? It's just like they're two conflicting. There's no need to develop that. However, if they say all musicians are lazy, all you do is sit around, make music, and you get lucky. Yeah. Again, why do I need to... it's only my pride that wants to argue with this. There's no point in being right in that situation.
Agreed. But now I think on the flip side, though, is like, if I... So like, say friendship wise, if I go, Jordan, can you do this thing for me? Or Jordan, can you do that thing for me? I now don't know if you want to do it or if you don't want to do it, because I'm like, you might be saying you want to do it because you want to be agreeable. And I think that is where it kind of gets a little bit...
That is true.
Grey, because like, there's 100% understand all the other points. But when it comes to a point where,
That's more like confrontation.
It's like, like where do I... Are you just agreeing with my... Because if we have an argument about something, and you can have the possibility of changing my mind, that could help me and benefit me.
I think interestingly, so that's Jordan's dilemma is that, and then this is you talking to yourself about now you should probably think twice before you ask Jordan to do these things.
No, but then I don't think that's fair. It's like fucking Maury, bro.
No. Okay. I should never touch names. I should never touch names.
No, it's good to touch names. But it's easier.
But I'm in my head. I'm just like, yeah. So everyone's got their own sort of... This is what I'm saying. When it comes to an argument, I have to take these things into consideration. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
But that's I think let's not run... I think this is a really good conversation. So my thing is, I agreed.
Because go on.
Yeah, agreed. So you're saying that I should now double check when asking him something, because I know that he might be saying it to make me feel better. Right?
Because my thing is, instead of changing Jordan, so Jordan...
yes.
Yeah. Like, we need to adapt. We're all different people.
Agreed. But then you feel there's an idea of like a middle ground, and also like not asking somebody for something because he might want to do it.
No. So that's the thing. We're not being specific.
Yeah.
We're not saying.
Okay, let's be specific.
Do you know what I mean? No, let's not be specific. But in your mind,
yes,
you understand the different things you would ask Jordan for, different things.
Yeah.
Like blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You just rank them in tiers in terms of, Jordan, you know him well enough.
Oh yeah. By the way,
he probably wouldn't want to do this because in his character, it'd probably be
too
like that, too often in that situation. So maybe not that, but this he can do. So let me ask him to do it.
But then if I'm in need, and that's my like, if I'm in need of something, if I'm like I know it might be awkward for example, if I'm like I don't even know, if I'm like I need something, but I know it's gonna be awkward for you.
But that's different if you're in need.
No, but like. And he's like, oh yeah, like, because there's some things that someone can ask me to do, and I'll be like, yeah, of course. Say someone like my friend Rudy, for example, I'm shouting out Rudy. Shout out Rudy, yeah. Rudy will be like, Barney, can you
crazy bassist,
incredible bassist. Barney, can you do a verse for me, for my tune? Yeah, of course. But he could think that Barney, it might be long for Barney. Barney might have loads of stuff to do. But in my mind, I'm just like, of course I can do it for you. Cool, done, finished. Do you know what I'm saying? But if he'd assumed that I'm too busy to do it, then I wouldn't have been able to. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like it's the
So you sort of think it's funny. That's really interesting. So, in a way, like the famous, oh God, I'm going to forget his name, the greatest hockey player of all time.
Oh man.
we are black. We are
No, you would know his name. He's Mark. Anyway,
What DuckTales?
Hockey.
DuckTales.
he's a Canadian dude. Like
Hockey.
It's like Michael Jordan of hockey. Anyway, he said
I don't know one hockey player.
No, you do. Oh,
one of
Mike
them is DuckTales.
Gretzky, Wayne Gretzky.
Oh
yeah. Okay.
He's on the Rolling Stone like 12, 15. Anyway, he says you can't. Sorry to make the analogy quite long-winded. You can't make a shot if you don't take it.
Yes.
And is that your theory on sort of like understanding?
Shoot your shot.
To get for you're saying Rudy should have always asked you in the case that.
Respectfully,
of course.
I think Alfa makes a good point.
Alpha you shall not receive.
Yeah, but I think Alpha's point more so, and correct me if I'm wrong, Alpha, is saying you have to just think more carefully before doing something because you know someone's personality. So rather than just assuming they're going to do it, don't make them feel uncomfortable. And if you're going to do it, understand what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm not being blanket and going.
Yeah, don't do it.
Oh, this person is quite introverted. I can't ask them to come out anywhere, or I can't because they're like. We have to be like, okay, this place has bare people around it. This person not really comfortable with bare people, but this place has less people. Let me invite this person to.
Exactly.
Like, I'm just saying, think about it a bit more critically. But you know, I'm all for the asking you should receive things, shoot your shot stuff. I understand that. Do you know what I mean?
About this,
I didn't mean to be blanket about
slight disagreement we had 3 weeks ago about introvert versus extrovert. And I said it's sort of it comes back to me about. I think generally introverts consider that thought process a lot more.
How they're going to feel, how they're going to respond.
Because I know I'm awkward, for example. So me asking this person, "Can you look after my dog?" sort of thing. Even though that's fine, they really want to.
Yeah.
I'm, for example, in the way I would ask them would be like, "Hey man, look, I'm busy on Thursday night. Do you mind looking after my dog? If not, totally cool. I've got someone else." Whereas someone might say, "Do you mind looking after my dog on Thursday?" and leave it up to them to make the. So I feel like
it wouldn't be that blunt though. They might
they'll be like, "Hey man, hope you're good.
You're
Haven't
good.
spoken to you in a while, in like 2 years. Do you mind?" No.
Yeah, I guess that isn't really the difference I'm talking about. It's because you asked them same way.
Yeah.
So regardless, you still ask the person to look after your dog. It's about you. If you thought about it and just didn't ask them because you were like, oh, but they think like that, so I'm not going to ask them. Like, that's not what I'm talking. Like, I want people to. I'd rather that what you just said to be a thing.
More balance.
Because either way, you've asked them.
Yeah.
But
the deliveries.
But also, I think, and this is where, as personally, what I would like, I suppose being selfish, is someone saying no. If you don't want to do it, say no. Like I think that's another thing as well, is then because then if you say no, then I know then I'm more likely to know for future reference what you don't want to do. So like for example, if I invite Alpha to a party and Alpha goes, Barney, it's not my type of thing, I don't want to go to a party, that's way better than Alpha coming to a party and not enjoying the party, because then I know for future reference. But I don't need to invite Alpha to the party.
But then there should be an element of complex in your head where, well, some people friendship groups have this where you didn't invite him, and even though he wouldn't have gone, he'd be like, why didn't you invite me though?
No, Alpha doesn't want to be asked.
I mean, you wouldn't think that, but some friendship groups are like that.
Yeah.
But I will say this.
Yeah.
The thing, when it comes to friends,
yes,
there's certain situations where a no isn't gonna, especially when you can't understand a no. If you can't understand, the thing is, if you can't understand. So for example, let's go back to the verse thing.
Yeah.
If you asked me for a verse at one point, and I said no.
I get exactly what you're saying. I'll be like, Alpha, why are you saying no to give me a verse?
Dude,
I'll be so angry.
So now we have a problem between friends. Do you see what I'm saying? Now we have a huge problem between friends.
Point. Right. So, okay.
So
all right.
This is what I'm saying. There's sometimes the no is not like you can't calculate it.
No,
you can't rationalize it.
Okay.
So that's gonna make you angry.
Okay, hang on. How if you said no, I can't do it right now because I'm focusing on my album, I won't be pissed. If you're like no,
he would find a way of saying it.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of these things these days floating around on social media about how no is just also just a reason on its own. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just saying no, and because I don't want to, is a thing. Like I see it floating around, but I look at it and I'm like, is that practical? Does that actually work in your life when you do that? Is that actually a thing?
I haven't seen this.
That's really cool.
So there's things floating around. You know how this whole self-love thing is becoming more prominent, and which is good.
Yeah.
I'm not even knocking these things.
Oh,
these
no,
things are good. But there's this thing going around now that when somebody asks you to do something, or when there's something that comes up, or if someone asks you to go out or something like that, and you say no, you're always trying to search for a reason to why you should say no, blah, blah, blah. People are saying, yeah, no is a valid reason. It's not an excuse. No, because I don't want to, is a reason you can say.
And that should be fine.
And that should be fine, and people should accept your no as just a no and not pry any further than that no.
Hey, weekly podcast.
I'm like,
we're having a fucking six. We're
I'm like,
kicking
look,
up.
it's just what I was like,
I agree. The thing is, and I suppose on principle, you don't agree, but I actually agree with that.
No. On principle, I agree.
Right.
What I say, like, it's not practical.
Yeah, practical.
Like,
Do you agree? Yeah.
I would love it to be practical because there's so many. I would say no, like every 10 minutes or so. Like, but you end up with no family or no friends. That's
a compromise of like friendship and,
Yeah.
and like a relationship.
Like, I would be chucked out of my family. Listen, my nose. Yeah. Please don't underestimate the amount of stuff I don't want to do. Don't ever underestimate the amount of stuff I do not.
Okay, Alpha. This is the thing, though. Yeah, this is the thing. So, but am I wrong for knowing you don't want to do something, but you're doing it for the fact that you're friends with me? Is that wrong?
That's not wrong. Okay. Your mum tells you. Listen, my mum exploits me because I'm her son.
Yeah.
She has that right, that God-given right.
Yeah.
She brought me into this world. She can exploit. I can be busy trying to send mixed stems over. She can tell me to go buy milk, like right now. Yeah, I need it now. I'm going to work in the next half an hour. Can I say anything?
Well,
no, I've got to stop. I got to put my shoes on. I got to go buy some milk. That's just the truth.
Funny because I was trying to say.
But this is what I'm saying. I'm using it as an example. Innit?
No,
but in all
100%.
life, your friends and your family, it's because of who they are that you do these things. I don't think that makes it any worse or anyone worse for asking for anything. No, we're in this to get like this.
Do you in a relationship? Do you wanna argue like? Because I suppose my thing is like this guy, bro, is if you being agreeable all the time. So like Jordan, you're agreeable.
yeah.
That's not necessarily a good thing all the time. Surely that can't be like. It can't be like. You should, oh yeah, well he's always agreeable. Like you like no. Tell me what you think. Don't just be like yes. Surely.
But my theory. I think it's close to 100% accurate. Is that people? This is not just anyone
Weekly
specific.
podcast.
People that say, "Tell me, I want to hear the truth."
Don't want to hear the truth.
Generally, can't handle the truth.
Yeah, not 100% of the truth. But when they say tell me the 100%
They just
truth.
say like, "I need to know what you're." No, tell me exactly what you mean when you say this.
Yeah.
Or for example, industry or relationships or parents or anything, they're like, "I need to know what you think." But they don't. They don't want to know what you think. They can't digest it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And then instantly it's made the situation worse.
Yeah.
You have to go back into your anxious body and feel those physiological responses for the next few hours. It always better. I'm one of the believers where not lie, but like I'd rather
is that not lying,
I've trained my whole life to like I can deal with this emotion a lot better than you can, so I'll take it on the chest.
So that's not lying.
What?
White lying, you mean?
If someone goes to you,
tell
me. I'm laughing already. Someone goes to you, tell me how you feel. Tell me exactly how you feel. Yeah, and you go, I'm fine. Like I'm fine, or like I'm actually fine. Like I'm fine, and you're not fine. Is that not a lie?
I see it as
yeah.
I see it as you're protecting the person, or
But
you're protecting the situation you're in.
Right.
You can see it as selfish, as in you're protecting your peace.
Yeah.
Which I like to see it as.
I like to see it as.
No,
you're gonna say I like protecting you, but you're like, no, I like protecting you.
Look, protecting you will protect me.
No, I hear that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Like protect. Like,
I hear that. Yeah.
I'm with you.
Look, I feel like if I have to be with someone,
Yeah,
for huge amounts of the day, huge amounts of time.
Yeah.
I want to make
Easy as
that
possible.
time as easy as
smooth as
possible.
possible.
Because the thing is, I'm not going around like, everyone's weak. No one can take the truth. No one can handle what I have to say because because I'm that real. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't handle shit. Do you see what I'm
Smashed it.
saying?
So yeah, it's not
I
you
think-
can't handle it. It's the situation can't handle it, and I don't want to feel uncomfortable in the situation.
And
if I say
also,
this.
if you were in that situation, I wouldn't blame you for thinking that I couldn't take certain
Yes.
things you had to say.
Yeah.
I'm saying this is a human problem, innit?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not really saying there are the strong and there's the weak.
Well, I learnt that. So basically, I'm the opposite. In terms of more so, I tell people, I'm like, if I've got to tell you how I feel, and da 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 da.
We're sorting this out
We're sorting
tonight.
this out. We're gonna sort this, which is, I thought, the smart thing to do. But no, sometimes it's the most stupid thing to do because like, I end up in a situation where now you're upset and I'm upset and the other person's upset and now it's awkward and now we're stuck here. And I've done it before where I've had to like, I won't, but yeah, mediate situations where two people are not getting on, and one person's like, I don't want to tell the person how I feel, and the other person's like, no, tell me how you feel, and I've gone to the person, no, tell them how you feel. He's asking,
So
and then like
you've caused.
and then there's just havoc has
Wait.
ensued, and I think and then that's when I realized like, sometimes it's not all about just being like, yeah, everything needs to be spoken about.
No, I think that.
But
Okay.
but I do think there is a balance though.
Yeah, of course.
And I think the balance is you still should be able to say when to say something, you should say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are many good people on both sides of this argument.
It's this same sort of thing,
Mm-hmm.
world of like, I guess saying no when you have to.
Yeah.
It's particularly different as an artist being also a songwriter.
Yeah.
So like I get booked for songwriting sessions,
Mm-hmm.
but I rock up and they're like, but you're an artist as well.
Mm.
Here's 16 bars, or like here's a
right.
chorus.
Right.
You know, you sing as well.
okay.
Like,
Yeah.
why aren't you?
What do you do there?
So, like, well,
That is horrible. Yeah, what the fuck do you do?
it is horrible because I'm like, I'm into this. Like, I love writing with people. Like I've had lots of sessions with people I've never met before, but like that's what songwriting sessions are. It's like a blind date, and you like try and come up with something. But then they like hear me sing, or then they like might YouTube me and find out that I have like a following or something, and then they're like, "Oh, cool, man, you can sing the chorus or something." Like I come up with an idea. They're like, "Why don't you just record it? It sounds sick."
What do you do?
So I record it. I sing
think,
it.
I think that's where management comes into play.
Well, I
as
sing
well.
it, and then a couple months later, they're like, "Sick, it's coming out," and I'm like, "I thought you were gonna get that revocaled." I'm misunderstanding, and then it's like a couple tracks that I've sang on at sessions where they've loved the chorus that I've sang on, all the harmonies, and just to show what it would sit like. They're like, "Cool, it's dropping in a month," and I'm like, no. And then they've had to find someone to revocal it, and then there's like tension there. So, but at the end of the day, I guess my things need to be clarified at the start of a session.
Before you even go in.
So I went into a session with someone I didn't know recently and sort of made a joke about this situation. I was just like, I had to say, but I did it consciously to let them know, like, I'm not doing this as a, what the whole story. I'm not doing that.
Do you, so yeah, it's important to kind of. I do find sessions weird, and the etiquette of sessions weird outside of my friendship group, right? So I kind of get quite anxious having sessions outside of that because of that bit. Obviously, I don't have it as much because I'm a rapper and I don't produce. But even the back and forth can be quite weird after it's finished, and like, where is this song going? And also feeling guilty. I sometimes feel guilty if a song's not coming out. And like, how do you tell somebody the song's not coming out? And like, when do you tell somebody the song's not coming out?
That's interesting that you feel guilty.
Yeah, I do.
I didn't think rappers felt guilty.
As in one of your songs, it was their beat or something?
Yeah, so I've come to a session, I've made a song or whatever, and then like, it's not coming on the next album, or it's not on this. I always feel bad because it's time, isn't it? It's effort and time that we've been there for the whole day, and I feel like producers especially get disrespected a lot of the time when it comes to music and don't get the opportunities because they're having sessions every day pretty much.
That's the grind of the songwriting.
And
This
like,
is Anyway, I've got like not theories, but like I've just got like, if you had paid for that session, you wouldn't feel any guilt.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you had paid that producer for that time, for that day,
Yeah.
you can go do what you want.
Yeah.
In terms of, then there wouldn't even be that lingering guilt, and it wouldn't even have to have been much. But if you gave them any sort of payment, I feel that guilt still would have been gone.
Yeah.
But it's common practice to do speculative stuff at first. Do you know what I mean? Or just like, I was doing that for years before just doing my own stuff.
Yeah.
Just, you know, you don't know where a song's gonna end up. You don't know whether a song's gonna, but you turn up and do it just because it might. It's got the, you know, 3% chance or whatever it is of ending up on the final album. I didn't even know about the way when you first make an idea, it might not even be the final form of that tune.
Which is mad, yeah.
By the time it gets to the album, so they can change it like 4 times, and then, do you know what I mean? I didn't even know about those stages. I just thought there's a 3% chance. Maybe I'll just do them all. But if you paid people for their time, the same way you pay people for retail, blah, blah, blah. But music just doesn't work like that. I understand that. Songwriting's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably don't get a songwriter fee for that day, but if the song makes it, then you get...
That's like the thing they bank on. It's like people have proper top liners that they're not artists or potentially not even producers. They just brought in to write the songs because they're good at that. Like, they don't get paid this day rate for these sessions. They come in hope that, like, basically as they build their audio CV or like even their normal CV, where they're like, I got these credits on these albums, and like the artist slowly grows and grows, and then they start working with me. That's how you get in the room with John Legend. Either you have to be an artist that's successful, like Tomish, that didn't end up releasing that song. Or you have to like have built your name as a songwriter to the point where John Legend's team's like, well, they've written all that. And it's so in a way, it's like you're investing time into the bigger.
Do you believe that they should be getting paid every time they come into a session?
I think I just think if it's a lot, if you're demanding a lot from someone,
then yes,
pay them for their time. If you're not demanding a lot, 1 or 2 things here and there, or just one thing here and there to see if you like the person. Because that's the thing, man. You can go, like I always say, it's on an artist. It's an artist investment. So really, an artist should be paying for whatever they're doing, because the speculation shouldn't be on the people you're bringing in. It should be on your point. Be like, I don't know if this song's going to end up on there. So this is what I'm spending my money on. Who knows? Maybe it'll make it, maybe it won't. It shouldn't be on the other side.
Well, yeah, I agree, because like, sorry to interrupt you, but like, so I got BVs from someone, like from Sit Pro actually, or, you know, Trumpet from Johnny. And they're recording it on their end. So I'm, even if I don't use the vocals, if I don't use the trumpet or whatever, I'm paying them for their
exactly.
They've done and I'm paying them for their time.
That's different, in my opinion, to songwriting.
Right.
Songwriting is like, it's coming up with the parts of the song, whereas it's really difficult, like you said, with when you write with a musician, not a top liner. Well, because you're not using the voice of the top liner, you're using his ideas, his compositional ideas. Whereas like, if I have a one-on-one session with a guitarist, he's not only helping me write chords, he's also playing the chords into the track. So his like product is being used. So that's when it gets really difficult, because like he wrote the song and he played on it. So like,
do you pay separately for both, or do you?
You should technically like, you should, and then if the track gets used, maybe you could top them up. Like. So I want to pay you your full track fee, but at the time it's speculative. The session is very like, you can work with an artist, and like, as a producer, I've written with quite a few pop people where I make a whole beat and arrangement, but then they go and replace it with a real producer and like do the real thing, and like,
Did you get paid in any part of that process?
Did I get paid? I don't know. I probably should have in that situation, but a top liner coming in helping write lyrics and melody, but none of their it's really difficult.
It is tough, man, and it's not even a black and white thing for that. Like that, it's definitely a case by case thing, and that's why I feel like one session speculative or whatever is cool, as long as both ends are up for that.
Because also on the flip side, just to be fair, I have worked with producers. And whoever, on the basis of, they could be like, well, they can use your name to then users on their CV to go and get another session. So, for example, if I'm in an introductory session, they can be like, well, I had a session with Jordan Rakai, I had a session with Alpha Mist, So they put that in their press pack sometimes when I get sent that stuff from producers. So that does help, can help.
Right. I mean, part of my massive bio now is that I've worked with Nile Rodgers, but it was like one session, one writing session, and like I don't know if the song's being used, but you do those sessions to get that, to get that CV like verified. It's pretty like cynical in that sense. Yeah. But
it's funny.
Those things do help. But we did have a question like a month ago about someone basically saying, someone asked the podcast the question like, I had a session, I asked the singer to sing on it, and now she's requesting.
We got the clip here actually. Let's play the clip.
Okay.
Hey guys, my name's Selmer, and I'm an independent artist. I had a question for the podcast. I was wondering how you guys split royalties, whether that's with a featured artist, a songwriter, or producer. And I was also wondering, do you sign contracts before you even begin working? And do you revise those contracts if that artist provides more work or less work than what was initially agreed upon? I recently had someone sing on my song. She sang backing vocals, and I produced and wrote everything, and she wanted a 50-50 split, and I wasn't having that. So I was just curious, maybe your stories of what you guys have done. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.
That was from Selma, from Selma Music. Thank you for sending that question in. Thank you for everyone that's been sending in questions, by the way. We've got some amazing ones, and we'll be answering them on the podcast. So yeah, guys, BV's now asked for 50% of the split. Splits in general, what's your thoughts, what's your feelings? I personally have never signed a contract before having a session in my life. I've never gone into a session like contract signed, agreement signed before working. I don't know if that's wrong. I just feel quite weird about it. I kind of feel like it's a little bit...
From what I've heard, it's a personality thing between UK and US.
Definitely.
Apparently a lot of like... Maybe we've talked about this on the podcast actually, now I think about it. In the US, a lot of them have contracts before going into sessions.
Yeah, I've had that slapped on me before as well.
That's
beforehand.
Weird. Saying what?
She was like, I'm really sorry, but this is how it happens in LA. And
saying what though? What's
it was like, you agree, because we were starting from scratch. She was like, you agree we both made this song equally. I'm like, what if I made all of it? What if I went into the session like doing most of the work?
Yeah. Or you made something at home and you put it down in the session. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you can easily like have ideas and voice notes and stuff that you've made prior to session.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
So that doesn't make any sense.
It's hard. So I think it kills the vibe a bit. Instantly it becomes a bit of work.
Yeah. I think here we don't like to talk about money before going into a session, and we don't like to talk about splits and who has what. I think it makes sense here. I'm from here though. But I think it makes sense because how can you know what's about to happen?
Exactly.
Totally, yeah.
Unless you're literally unless the person who's made up the contract has a good idea, or you're calling someone in to do something specific.
Right, exactly. So like a musician.
Exactly. You're calling a musician to play this, you know what you're going to have them play.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as creation or creating something is involved, how can you know? Do
exactly.
You know what I mean?
And to be fair, what he's saying is that the girl did BVs, so he knew what she was coming to do was literally to come do BVs.
Yeah.
So for her to turn around and be like, I want 50% when doing no writing.
That's the thing that I think people need to understand. The split, the royalty split. Well, sorry, royalties are different, but the writing split is purely what ideas were created in the track, and did you have any part in that? And
in the writing.
she didn't.
Yeah.
Well, so he says.
Yeah.
But like it's not just singers. You know, you can go. You have an idea of an exact bass line you've written.
Yeah.
You take it to a bass player. They slightly inflect, but they're playing your idea.
Yeah.
I don't think that's songwriting.
So then, would you not give them
However,
a writing credit?
I don't think that's writing either. But if you've created something from scratch with a bassist that's in the room, I am of the belief that they should have writing. But
I agree.
That's definitely not industry standard.
What about harmony? So say like you come and I'm like, okay, can you sing this? And they give me a harmony of this melody that I've made. Is that a writing?
They're not writing. That's the thing with these BVs. Yeah. And the thing is though, with these BVs, is even if she wrote and arranged those specific harmonies that she did, it's like I get, for example, I get Johnny to come play on the track, or you get Johnny to come play on the track. Johnny plays trumpet, by the way. Johnny plays on Barney's track and then asks Barney for 50% of the track.
Yeah, it's mad.
Do you see? That doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
It's Barney's tune, and Johnny's come and done his thing.
Yeah,
you can say that's the thing. It gets weird when it comes to telling someone to just play, just do your stuff, because without, if you're not writing specific things, and the trumpet player is just gonna play his thing, he's gonna do his
ad-lib
thing,
or something,
which is technically writing.
Which is technically writing in the moment.
Yeah,
but again, it's not industry standard, because if you go to the 80s and them classic cheesy sax solos in the bridge and stuff like that, I don't think they got paid for writing.
Yeah, they're hired help.
Exactly. They got paid to play sax on this tune, on this moment. But if there's, again, it's case by case, because if you have a line that makes the song, if you have a line like a riff or whatever that makes the song that's not intended as a solo, and you wrote that as a sax player, that is writing.
It's so complicated.
So it's complicated.
It's so nuanced.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think on another level, when there's multiple instrumentalists on a tune, it should come to an etiquette agreement where, like, to avoid like massive complications. For example, the bass line's really like quite iconic. The drum pattern might be like iconic, and the guitar part sort of vibing with those two. So the guitar part, let's say, has less impact, but it was all created equally by them. It should probably come to an agreement that everyone gets an equal split, because everything was created from scratch.
Yeah,
everyone created their own part from scratch, even though the drums are like the famous part of the track.
That's how I believe it should go, but that's definitely not standard.
That's not the standard.
That's what they should do.
Yeah. So what? Okay. How about this? Like, on a practical level, what advice would you give to a musician or to a backing vocalist, whatever, entering a session? Should they have any, like, so for example,
they should receive clarity, I think.
Yeah, like, how do you receive clarity? Do you, before doing it, do you go, okay, well, I wrote that, like, because I know some people like literally put their phone and leave it on record the whole time to like,
really?
Like in sessions. I've
to
heard
cover
of that,
their back.
to cover their back, to like be like, oh no, I came.
I've done
up
that
with
once by mistake, but I've done
it. So then I can reference and be like, well, no, this is what happened in the session. Would you advise that? Because it feels like the instrumentalist and the backing vocalist is not protected.
They're not protected in this industry for sure.
Yeah, they're definitely not, because it comes to, especially, you know, bassists and drummers and anything that isn't melody and harmony. Yeah. Because melody and harmony are more specifically talked about when it comes to writing. Yeah. Bass and drums, rhythm, that's not included when it comes to like looking at contrasts between harmony and writing and stuff like that. It's more so melody and harmony. And yeah, I don't think it should be like that. I think anything created from nothing
deserves writing.
Some people have ideas when they come into, or people have chord charts, people have like grooves or blah blah blah. Like I for example, if I'm recording a tune and I make a MIDI version and I play all the instruments, I can't play all instruments, but I do, you know, MIDI crappy versions of everything. Yeah. I bring it into everyone. Everyone does their own thing. Everyone has solos in it, blah, blah, blah. I still wrote the song. Yeah. They didn't write the song. Yeah. They're playing the song. Yeah. If I came in one day with the same musicians and there was no tune and we just went, okay, doesn't matter who's doing the most. I could be buzzing about. There was nothing before we entered this room, and now there's something.
But also you're paying, and I'm guessing when they come in as hired musicians, you're paying them as hired musicians. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that's where the trade-off is. Because if you come in as a fresh musicians into the session, you can probably still get paid.
This is why I'm saying day rates solve a lot of these problems.
Exactly.
Because if you had a day rate, then it could be that's a lot clearer for me. If I'm coming in with a day rate, I'm not necessarily not necessarily not caring, but I'm feeling protected. Yeah. I'm protected from you stealing something from me. Yeah. Because you're paying me. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. For being in this room. Yeah. So then you got more legs to stand on when it comes to who.
As in
what.
When you get paid a day rate.
Yeah.
I see.
So I'm not saying.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But I'm saying if we treat all musicians like that, they're more protected from the start. So there's no chance of things being taken from them or writing. Yeah. Even these bass, drum, guitar arguments, because you can come into a place where like you got a full band recording something, and only the vocalist and the keyboardist get writing for the tune. Yeah. Like, even though the song was made because of melody and harmony, and then no one else gets anything. Yeah. If you come in, it's just being protective. Yeah. Pay everyone. Yeah. and then you can sort that out later. Because trust me, every case is going to be different.
100%.
You can dive in a bit deeper.
Yeah.
If that day rate's in place.
But just to like personally, I suppose this is where it's all about situational circumstances, and I think what we're talking about is on a general scale. But I think if you are an up and coming musician, it's very similar to how we were talking about earlier about getting somebody on your CV. Sometimes you do need to do shit for just to get in the room. And if you're like, I want to get in the room, it depends what you want. If you're like, I just want to get in the room, I don't mind not being paid, but I'm now going to be able to use this name
course,
forever.
yeah.
That is a possibility, and don't feel guilty about if that's what you want to do, but just know what you're doing. Don't just go, don't feel hard done. Like it's knowing what you're doing when you step into the situation. I think that's what I feel like, because there has been situations where I've seen artists or musicians come in as free. I'm like, listen, you don't have to pay me anything, but they have to choose that for themselves. It's more so their decision of being like, I'm doing this because it's going to benefit me, so I can use this later on.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. Yeah, don't keep people in the dark.
Yeah.
Just if you're just clear about what's going on, then whatever that means to you, that means to you.
It's weird. It is slightly weird. Sort of like the contract thing. If you're the producer and here comes the flautist, the flute player.
Cheers, come on, baby. Weekly podcast.
If they come in and they're like, and you're like, hey, just to clarify, I've written this part.
Yeah.
You're playing the part that I've written, so you're gonna get like that. I know you wouldn't say it like that, but even saying that, it just creates an interesting dynamic. But
it depends, though, innit?
If it's your friend who's a guitarist, it's sort of instantly saying, I'm not really open for new ideas.
Yeah.
It's different sort of writing, though. It's different sort of recording, because I know...
It does depend, though, because it could be like, yo, I've got this amount of money, I can only afford... Or can you help me with my session? Da, da, da. Even if I'm saying, can you come and do it for free? You can say no, you can say yes. If you do it for free, then cool. But more time, I'm going to give you writing. If you're coming to play on my thing for free, and I can't afford it or whatever, like maybe in the earlier days, I want to give you writing, personally, and hopefully you're okay. But yeah, I think Alpha's right. I think it's the idea of clarity. Regardless of what happens, everyone needs to know what's happening. Personally.
Yeah, I think although it may be uncomfortable, it kind of has. Basically, do you want to be uncomfortable, or do you want sort of to be in the dark? Basically, do you want to not know what's going on?
True.
So it's almost a trade-off. Like you can feel like you're having fun with your friends or whatever in the studio, but it will feel that much more worse if you don't get anything at the end of the thing, or someone else doesn't get something. I don't know. I feel like on that end, I am agreeing slightly with the Americans, but it's just like
way of doing it.
I just feel like it's tough. It's just tough conversations, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the whole day rate thing I'm suggesting, trust me, I know that's not the standard of the way they do things in the industry, and. In my opinion, it's different to what you're saying, Barney, but in my opinion, even if someone's like, I just need to get my foot in the door, so I don't care about this, it's still abuse for me. That doesn't change what it is. It just changes how you feel about it.
Right.
So...
Because it doesn't change just because you're a small artist wanting to work with the media.
Yeah,
I
suppose that's where we're going to disagree in it.
Yeah.
I think my standpoint is more so, I think worth is not necessarily just always financial. I'm fully with Alpha. I think it's like internships, innit? I feel like the way that people have been ridiculed and companies been ridiculed about internships is 100% correct. People not getting paid, people are going starving, hungry, and that kind of stuff. But on the flip side, the worth is the ability to be able to be like, well, just give me the opportunity. The worth is also being able to use the name. But I think Alpha's 100% right. It's still abuse. It's still abuse.
It's crazy. Yeah, because even now I would still like... For example, let's say I want to get in a studio with Herbie Hancock. I'm not asking for a day rate or I don't even care about the writing split. It's just like I want that positioning
to be in there.
of myself as an artist. So that now I'm like, oh no, Roger's like, I'm not massively into the music. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
But like, I know that would be an amazing session for me to learn how to do pop stuff and like, it's funny because you make a good point. It's just like, I spent all these hours on learning how to write a song, and now I'm brought into this session as like an expert songwriter, and then like I'm not getting paid anything. It's just the risk of my track being used for stance, for positioning.
This is where
it's like audio branding in a way.
Yeah, we're all different as human beings. This because that's where my stubbornness kicks in. Like,
I don't care
if somebody like asks me to come in for a session, I'm like, why? Like, what do you need me to be doing in this session, or blah blah blah? Is it something that you can't do yourself, or like is it something that? But anyway,
and none of them are wrong, by the way.
No, yeah, exactly.
None
None of them are wrong.
Yeah, and I think that's what the whole
And this
point
is where I turn to Barney and go, well then, I guess we'll agree to disagree.
Applause and a dub.
With the camera on.
And on that note, I say we should get into the music section.
Yep, let's do
Yeah,
it.
why not?
Who's gonna go first?
I haven't gone first ever, have I?
Yeah, you go first. Go first.
I put one first last week, but I'll go first again.
Yeah,
Take the
I ain't gone
credit.
first ever. I went first last week though.
Okay, here we go.
Your scent is all up in my head like smoke. Your scent so heavy, so wet, drags my eyelids close. Your sweat tastes like rose drops, so sweet. My eyes, they roll around my head like dice. My eyes roll in giddy delight as you drip eyes. It's nice. Little rose drops, so sweet. If you steal from the garden of delight, watch it disappear in front of your eyes. A flower is a gift, you must be given it, chosen by the mother cup. Fertile, the saffron's thickly from the tree. That's right, it's ready, it's right. It's bursting at the seams. I like to lick the rose drops, so sweet. If you steal from the garden, if you steal from the garden, watch it disappear in front of your eyes. A flower is a gift, you must be given it, chosen by the mother. If you steal from the garden, if you steal from the garden, watch it disappear in front of your eyes. A flower is a gift, you must be given it, chosen to cup until my head back can swallow the rose drop.
That was a track called Rose Drops by an artist called Laik. I think it's pronounced Liak. She's actually my friend Hannah from Brisbane. She's had like multiple artist projects. Well, she's not in Brisbane anymore, but kooky first choice. What do you guys think?
Well, now you told us she's your friend. I can't
No,
really
you
say
can
anything.
say what you
I'm
want.
joking. So I hated the synth when I first heard it. Like, it was like, what the hell's going on? And then basically, this is a sign of a good song. By the end of it, I was all the way in. That change bit when it.
I
That bit is
like how
ridiculous.
I feel feel like I love the dissonance of that synth. It just makes me feel
No,
a bit
it's
like
terrible.
it's Frank Zappa shit. or
No, it's
something.
whack. The synth is awful,
Do you know what?
but it grows on you.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
literally towards the end, when it sort of went downwards in terms of like, I don't know whether they did, maybe they automated it
Yeah,
to get
maybe,
lower as the song
yeah.
goes on, but I just like to think that naturally my brain just got used to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, but it was a sick tune. Like,
yeah,
apart from that,
yeah. Sick though, like sick.
like as in, yeah, no, it's really good.
And
It
but
really
when I was
good.
listening, I was like Australian, and then Jordan was like, yeah. So like there is an Australian sound, bro. Like there is
Yeah, yeah.
a sound that is from
Mm.
Oz.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that track. She's
It
crazy.
wasn't
though.
as weird. It wasn't like.
Yeah,
it
no,
wasn't weird,
it started bad. It started bad. It started weird, and then it got great.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it. By the end of it, I'm in. Sorry if I
You'd
meet
play it
Hannah.
again. You'd play it again.
Yeah, if I meet Hannah later, listen, it's not beef at all.
It's
I
not
like it. I don't want any problems.
Nah, shout out to Hannah. That was sick, man.
It was weird.
Like, or is it?
Laik. Sorry,
Yeah.
start again. Sorry.
No, I just gave-
Laik.
Yeah, I just gave you a chance to correct yourself.
I
'cause
know
heard
it.
the
Yeah, I saw
mistake
it. Yeah, I
earlier.
saw that as well. I
It's
was
all
like,
good.
definitely wrong.
It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, shout out to Hannah and Like, and who's next? Yeah, okay, I'll go next. So that was a tune by Kurt Rosenwinkel, crazy guitarist. The song's called Angels Around. It's the title track of his album, which is called, you guessed it, Angels Around. So, what do you guys think of that track? It was a bit...
I like his last name, made me laugh.
Kurt Rosenwinkel. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Listen, we're just going to have to take my pronunciations as...
That's right, I'm pretty sure that's right.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it was cool. It was like... I felt like I should be older. You know them guys, them rock guys, yeah, or those bass players, yeah, when they hit a certain age and they wear like jeans with like shoes.
Jeans and joggers, they call it.
Jeans, like...
What, jeans and what?
Jeans and joggers.
Why do they call it jeans and joggers?
That's a funny look in Australia. Like when you get to an age where you start wearing those like alpha coloured jeans with like white joggers.
White joggers?
Oh,
trainers.
Trainers, sorry, yeah. But they're called joggers.
Let the record show he's pointing at my blue jeans when he says alpha coloured. He doesn't mean brown jeans. When it comes to alpha
Oh, no, oh, God, no, it was cool. Yeah, it felt like he's been around the block. No? Yes? He's been like...
I mean, if that's what you took from it, it's the
He's
truth.
been around the
It's
sun.
your truth.
It's my truth. Yeah, I'm living my truth,
yeah.
guys. Yeah, no, it feels like he's been doing this for a while. Him and his mates. Do you know what I'm saying? It looks like some dads in their garage.
I love that. Create the whole storyline.
Do you know what I'm saying? Wearing their jeans and joggers. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, rocking out.
It's funny because, like, on a slight side note, my story of how that band that we shared on the song we found last week was created, they said that it was actually quite accurate and they're all students.
Yeah,
so that's probably true, your story.
We're geniuses, guys.
Let's
Listen.
only play in the garage.
Are we first? AWF.
Yeah, AWF.
This is
Let's
how we
do
roll.
that. Isn't there like a flipping protector animal?
Yeah, WWF.
What's that called?
WWF. Yeah, man. The
Everyone
Rock and
wrestling.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Weekly podcast.
Shout out to Triple H.
What did you think, George?
Basically, I'm a sucker for when two or more instruments are playing the same line. And I love when the bass is like, I actually thought it was in a different time signature. I didn't realize in the like hip hop esque beat, for lack of a better word. But I thought it was like doom 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 doom. I thought it was going to be like that. But anyway, it was sick. I love Kurt Rosenwinkel's tone.
Who has he played with before? Is he?
He's played for a lot. Like he's basically one of the top
Session
jazz
guy?
guitarists in the world, basically.
Cool. Sorry, Rosenwinkel. Apologise.
It's cool. He's cool.
Well,
He'll accept your apology from his garage with his mates.
What I find interesting is like jazz is.
Is that jazz? Was that jazz?
Well, he got that background. They like I said.
What is jazz? Exactly, Barney. That's what we want. That's the kind of question.
Weekly
that we're here for.
podcast, baby.
Is that jazz? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Not all jazz is the bebop stuff.
Really?
Now, what's interesting about this is you mentioned hip hop, yeah? And when the first time I listened to this, when I was thinking about it as a hip hop thing, I didn't like it because I didn't attribute it to hip hop. I attributed it more to rock.
Yeah, true.
Just because
True.
I tried to put it in the hip hop category, and I was like, oh, but this isn't sitting the way I like my hip hop to sit.
Yeah.
But then I was more accepting of it if I thought of it
As rock.
Then I was like, oh, well, this is perfect for that.
Is that because you're not as attached to rock?
No. I do listen to stuff in both genres, but it's like I attribute what I was hearing, the rhythm.
Right.
That's more so
Yeah, it's
labels, weirdly, labels do matter. So that jazz thing was, although it was funny, that is a valid thing.
Yeah,
like,
I think I would have listened. It felt rock to me. That felt very rock to me. And I think if I try to put jazz in, maybe.
there was like crazy, basically, what made it jazz for me, it's interesting just how you see jazz, but we're not going to get into that.
I think it's just,
but it's
the
just mostly
history of who he is
improvisation and
makes me
crazy.
think it's jazz.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say was you get them the traditional style of players that played in their early career like that traditional sound that we all know of as jazz. Like as they develop in their career, they're all about like taking sonic risks and like using pedals or changing their sound. Whereas like people that are all about production and making sounds want to sound more traditional as they go on in their careers. Like there's this like convergence in the middle where an artist changes to the opposite, whereas this guy also changes to the opposite.
Yeah.
It's interesting. You see that. You see like people that grew up on soul music get to a point where they love Radiohead or something,
yeah.
or like people that grew up listening to Oasis and Radiohead really getting into the neo soul movement or something. Like people change their taste. But that reminded me sort of that, how it's like it's not traditional jazz anymore. It's like moving away from that in a cool way.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. So cool. Let's move on to
cool. I'll be last. Let's get into
Are
it.
we last?
and that was Asgeir with Heimforin. It's
What's the name of the album again?
that album's in the silence. It's English. He is Icelandic singer, songwriter, producer. That album came out in 2014. And he redone the entire album in English after doing the Icelandic album. Different vibe, mellow Sunday, innit? So I'll come with the mellow Sunday vibes. What do you guys think?
I think that was sick. Honestly, that was sick. Now that I've heard that, I don't think I'm gonna go to listen to the English version.
Yeah.
It's like for me, it's like anime when you watch the anime in dubbed, and if you're watching subbed. Sub basically means you're watching subtitles and you're hearing the original, the country that it's from, their voices, their language, and you got to read the subtitles. Dubbed is when they take some, Western voice, and like you start hearing like, all right, you know what I mean? Stuff like that you weren't,
Yeah.
But yeah, that was sick though, that tune. Everything about it, like the horn harmony at the end, his harmony singing wise anyway, singing voice, instrumentation.
Yeah, it's really nice. Beautiful track, really.
Yeah, it's just like really, I don't know, maybe this is when I get ignorant, but it's how I imagine like Icelandic music to sound like. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm in Iceland.
Yeah.
Man, the most famous Icelandic artist, Björk, is completely different.
That's true. Fair play.
Just to shove you right down. And
Cheers, guys. Weekly podcast. I thought to be honest, and now this is what I'm getting. This is
Man,
the
really nice. It's sort of like it's in the same world as, I guess, more produced, but like Nils Fram and Alfa Arnold's.
Yes.
Like just everything is beautiful sounding. Like all the elements are nice.
Yeah.
But not in a bad way where I feel like sometimes when I say that I'm like, oh, you just chose the easy route out. You just wrote a basic melody, and you basic chords, and basic drum production, and basic. But no, that was like
Everyone, that's
tasteful.
the real Jordan.
That is the real
popped
Jordan.
out for
Popped out,
3 seconds and he's gone back in again.
Trust me. Deep rooted, deep down.
Chorus, top line,
But yeah, like I love that. I love his choices. Like I think my favorite thing is when an artist is able to kind of like pinpoint when to do it. Someone that's really good at doing that is like Scott Matthews. Do you know what I'm saying? How when you play Scott Matthews and I was like, oh my god, this is such an amazing song.
Just doing all the right things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At the right time.
Yeah, that's a really hard thing to do. Like,
Yeah.
like minimal choices, but everything is right.
Especially for me in another language. Like it didn't matter that I didn't.
No, exactly. There was an emotion there. Even the
still felt the
instrumental for
emotion.
the first cycle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you kind of feel like you're kind of enjoying the tune, and I almost wanted some lyrics alongside so I can know what he's saying. Because imagine you're just bopping your head to like, I don't want to say any mad things because of PC, but imagine the most like mad thing you can think of, and that's what he's singing, and you just like you feel so at peace just listening.
Yeah,
to it.
I was talking to
nuts.
Tom Mish about like he played me this Brazilian song, and he's like, man, I love it. It reminds me of like, being at the beach, and he's sort of like singing about the beach or something, and he's like, but I actually found out the real meaning. It's about this guy cheating on his wife with another girl, and now I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. It's funny when you listen to another language.
Oh yeah, fully. But then I suppose I think it's that emotion that you can't really get from sometimes. There's some things in English that you can't say in other languages, like as in.
Are you saying
Are you
saying like music's a universal language?
Oh, deep. Weekly podcast, baby. Oh, damn. But yeah, all right, cool. Well, it's been another episode.
It's been another one.
Episode 40.
Not another one.
I told you that we won't stop.
Take that.
Who's that, Fat Joe?
No, Pete Diddy.
Oh, yeah,
Jordan,
shit.
we're gonna do like a compilation
I
of
got
Jordan
banned.
getting the wrong person. The Sugar Knight thing last week was so funny. But yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for reaching out. We read all the messages and songs that you send in. It means a lot. Have a great week. Have a great Sunday.
Have a great Sunday. Subscribe to the YouTube,
Cheese.
Instagram,
Cheese.
all of that stuff. We're still on SoundCloud.
Cheese.
For those of you still on SoundCloud, we're still there as well.
Spotify. Cheese.
Spotify.
Apple Podcast. Cheese.
Yeah, Apple. Just anywhere.
Anywhere, please.
Anywhere. But yeah, we'll catch you next week as always.
Yeah.